Bonjour mes amis, hi guys. Very special day today. We have a new guest in the Upticlair, Simon or Simon.
Hi guys.
We were talking in French, comparing my Belgian accent to his accent from Quebec. And you've been in Hong Kong about the same length as I have been.
More or less like 7-8 years as well. Yeah.
Okay, so we pretty much know the same thing. And how long have you been collecting watches?
Long story short, well, my grandfather used to be a watchmaker in Quebec, so I was kind of versed into the universe of watch. But as for collecting, I've only started around 2016, 2017. I spent a bit of time in Geneva as well, in Switzerland, obviously. And back at that time, I worked for different private banks, and my colleagues always like to tease me because I was wearing nice clothes, but never wearing a watch. So they were like, "Why you don't wear a watch? You should buy yourself a watch." And at that time, they were like, "Yeah, look at this one, like 4,000 Swiss franc. For me, seems quite a lot for a watch at the time, even though I could have afforded it, but still, it was quite expensive." And then I kind of parked this idea. And I can name a very specific moment where I was hanging out with the guys after work. We were actually having some glass of champagne at Ozone, which is one of the highest bar here in Hong Kong, Kowloon side. And all the guys, they were all wearing watches, like the IWCs and the Rolex. And it came time to present my wrist, and I was empty-wristed. There was nothing to show. And all those guys, they were so passionate about watches. I think this really like ticked me up, and I was like, okay, now I need to investigate this. I need to start learning more about watches, and I need to identify what's going to be the watch I need to wear on my wrist. And then it took a little bit more time, started to talk a lot with the wife at the time. She felt pregnant the Christmas before she gave me my very first mechanical watch, and she bought me a little Seiko 5. And some of you may remember there was this article in Odinky, I think back in 2015 or 16, like the Seiko 5, the watch that looks like $1 million for less than 100 USD. Yeah. And that's the watch she got me. But she changed the strap for a leather strap, and it looks like super well.
Is it what, SNKL 23?
Yeah, I think it says NKL 23 or 40 something. I cannot remember the exact reference, but still a good looking watch.
Yeah, Horinki sold a lot of Seiko 5s for Seiko. To this day, I find fun Seiko 5s. So you started with that Seiko.
Yeah, it's not here, unfortunately. I should have brought it, but it's not here.
How many watches do you have now in your collection?
Now more or less a dozen. A dozen. There's a couple that I'm still waiting on.
What's coming next?
The next one is the Laureato Gérard Perregaux.
Ah, which one?
The 41, is it 41 or 42 millimeter? The classic one with the blue dial.
Okay.
Clou de Paris.
Nice one. More and more people look at it.
Yeah, I think more and more people are looking at it, and I cannot wait to have it on my wrist. I think
that's gonna give you kudos at the AD.
Yeah.
You're going. I know where you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get VIP status.
Yeah.
I think over there to get the hot Rolex, you need VVIP,
and
then some. But at least you'll probably get 30% off your next purchases. And what's the other watch you're waiting for?
Well, I would say I'm looking for the Chronomaster as well, but unfortunately, well, Optic got one. Yeah, lucky
man. To you if you want the black, but you want the white dial.
Yeah, right? I want the white dial for this one.
Well, let's start here. Have you seen it in person?
No, actually.
Give it a try.
Wrist check. So this is what I'm wearing. The Grand Seiko SBG 221, if I'm not mistaken. So GMT complication.
My favorite.
Yeah,
beautiful. I was wearing this. Just put it back in. I have my watch box here. So the Jaeger LeCoultre Master Memovox International Rose Gold. Yes. So the Zenith Chrono Master. What do you think about the black? So you want the white one? Now that I have the black, I kind of wish I had taken the white one at the same time.
Well, funny thing, I watched your video when you managed to. Well, you told everyone that you managed to snap one, and I was like, God, I need to go to that 80 and just see. Maybe they may have one available for me, and on that very specific day, my relationship manager at this 80 told me, well, Simon, if you want one, you can just give me the deposit right now, and I'll secure one for you. And they had a couple we can try, but they were not like real. I think they were mock-up. So I've tried something which was not the look and feel was the same basically, but I cannot remember. She was talking in Cantonese and telling the staff, yeah, bring that watch. But at first, when I walk in, some of the other staff members, they did not recognize me, and they said, no, we don't have any stock. We don't have any stock. And then she recognized me and she told me, okay, let's try something here.
So they only had a mock-up of the white one.
Yeah. So, well, actually, the one I've tried was not even on a bracelet. It was on a kind of nylon strap.
So it. Oh, so that was a mock-up. So
Yeah.
no regret. I could not have bought that.
Yeah. So when I walked in the store, I kind of felt like I wanted to try the white face one, and then I saw yours on the black face, and then I started to say, should it be like the black or the white face one? Actually, if I may, I will.
It doesn't give out as much of that Daytona effect because the white Daytona is very iconic.
We have the same wrist size.
There you go. Show it on the camera.
It's a fit. Should I just grab and run?
Yeah, if you wanna buy it, you can have it.
Oh man, that's a nice timepiece. Yeah, so I brought you a little sample of my collection. I would say maybe half of it. No particular reason or order, but there's few interesting timepiece here. Wanted to show off. Well, obviously this one everybody knows it.
All right, so the brand new.
Yeah, that's the
Speedy.
brand new Speedy. Look at this taper. We were talking about it just before we arrived in your office.
By the way, I'm
actually.
gonna try on your
Oh yes.
GS. I've never tried it on. I always kind of lusted after this one. It's one of the most loveliest cases that Grand Seiko made. It's very original, and I'm guessing it's more like a vintage, a reference to a vintage reference. We're gonna do a watch swap today with
Yeah,
the cream
yeah.
dial.
That's the case now.
So the new Speedy you have. Oh yeah, that's the sapphire.
Yeah, sapphire crystal. Well, I'm a sucker for clear case back.
So if you haven't seen the video about the Hesselite version, I'll refer you to my video with Johnny Guitar, where we reviewed his watch. So here, it's great that you went for the sapphire. So why did you go for sapphire? To see the
to see the movement.
Yeah, that is gorgeous. I think both are great choices. You can't go wrong. But it's really nice to be able to see the movement like this.
Yeah, you cannot go wrong.
So, what do you think about? Did you ever try the outgoing one?
No. So, something that I just wanted to reiterate, and we had this little chat in the elevator, as I was saying. Look at the taper on this watch. Some people may like it. Some people may not like it.
Yeah, I noticed the first time I saw the Hasselite version, the taper
is quite
very
extreme.
Well, the old watch barely tapered, if at all, which gave it quite a butch, added to the fairly butch look. Yeah, tapers strongly to a very thin clasp. Yeah, I guess it could have been 1 or 2 millimeters larger.
It's always surprising the first time you put it on the wrist. You feel like it's quite narrow.
They went for a very vintage look, I suppose, by doing that. And otherwise, do you feel it sharp?
The interesting controversy. Well, in all honesty, try it. I mean, rub your finger here. It's not razor sharp. It's still a bit
compared to mine. Here we are fondling watches. They're like, stop, you dirty old middle-aged man. Leave us alone.
Yeah, try it again. I think it's a bit sharper than
slightly.
Yeah,
sharper.
slightly, but I wouldn't say it's razor sharp.
But I think maybe Oisin. I think that's his name from the channel. Maybe he has a bit of a tender skin. and some days, some watches bother me. I mean, my moon watch actually used to bother me on a hot day, and now I got used to the feel of it, and I feel it's one of my softest watches, most comfortable watches. So maybe he was on a day where he felt a bit more sensitive to it, but
But in all honesty, it's a bit sharp, but
Yeah.
not razor sharp. I mean, yeah,
I don't think they're gonna
yeah.
address it,
No.
change it. Yeah, I can see what
If you put enough pressure
what
and
he
you
might, what he might. Yeah, the bracelet here is a lot softer. I mean,
Yeah, the
here
bracelet
you
is
feel, you
different.
feel nothing at all, while on this one,
sometimes if
Yeah.
you're a hairy middle-aged man, you feel sometimes it snaps a tiny bit
like we are.
like we are.
Actually, it's a good question. Does it catches
Yeah,
your
tiny
wrist
bit,
here?
a tiny bit. Only
Yeah.
when I put it on, and then I don't have any issue when I wear it. But the first time I put it on the wrist, sometimes
I get that a lot with like the Seiko bracelets. They do catch the wrist, so I don't really wear them. All right, next you have a gorgeous Zenith, one of the flagships, I think. Look,
Oh yeah, this one. This is one of my, I would say, should I say first luxury timepiece? Yeah, really love it.
you could have stopped there.
I could have stopped there, of course. I wouldn't say it started at all because I think that is watch number 4, if I'm not mistaken. So I get asked a lot, is this the original strap or the original? And yes, it is. Funny thing, I wanted this one so much that the actual version they had in store was the one with the leather strap, the brown leather strap, and this is the one I managed to buy, the one with the leather strap. They gave me this one for, yeah, that's the factory one. It was just put on another Zenith, the one with the blue face, exactly the same model. It's just that it was blue on blue, and yeah, I've convinced the AD to just give it to me for free. So
It marries so well with the colors and the offset of the line on it. It's gonna be so comfortable.
it is
Can
very
wear
much.
in any weather. Do you like the double deployant?
I like it, but it's not like a. I would say, how do you qualify that? Because it's not symmetrical, it's asymmetrical. Like this
okay.
piece is a little bit smaller than this piece here.
Yeah.
It's not like the typical butterfly.
Well, is this
Is it like this?
more or less this?
Oh no, you see the difference, right?
This is my my Jaeger,
Mm.
which I don't find very comfortable. I really prefer just a simple buckle. Usually, although here I really like your Grand Seiko. Sometimes the double ones, they're hard to close, and
Yeah, closing them sometimes can be a pain.
can trap the wrist.
Yep.
But the watch here is very heavy. It's probably twice the weight of the Zenith, which makes the whole difference. It's a 42 or
It's a 42, yeah.
42.
Yeah.
A high beat.
Yeah.
With a date at 6 o'clock, unusually.
6 o'clock. I think the 38, they have it at 4
Here, let's
o'clock.
put out another
Yeah.
Zenith El Primero with the date, with a full calendar and date. And I'm guessing the movement is well finished on that one. Yeah, I don't know since when they've been. You've had this watch from, I guess, 3-4 years.
No, actually,
What's that?
a year.
A year.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's fairly recent that they decorate so much the watches. So you see how it pops there on the black, you know, the gray subdial compared to here where it. I mean, sometimes it disappears, sometimes it comes back because there's so much light play on the sunray dial. But this one is all dial, while here it is entrapped and looks quite small. It wears small because of the big
Hey, it wears a little bit smaller. I feel like.
ceramic bezel. Here, no bezel, everything is within, so they're gonna wear very different. So which one do you prefer?
Oh man, this one is my coup de cœur, my first love.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think you're waiting for another one. So can you have two Zenith in your collection? You're gonna start to have little problems there in the morning.
Well, the answer is yes. I can have two Zenith.
But two Zenith El Primero chronographs. Well,
yeah, it's not the same
like
movement.
I do. But if I had to keep one, and I'm gonna shock you, but I would keep this one
This
because
one is
it
a
is
beauty.
so special.
It is a beauty with the moon phase, right?
So much value for money.
Yeah.
I find it more endearing than the more modern watches. But you gotta scratch all the itches. in the collecting journey. Now we
Next.
have a Montblanc.
Montblanc.
What's going on?
Okay, story of this watch.
Wait. That movement. That looks a lot like a Minerva movement.
And I think it is, if I'm not mistaken.
Looks very good. Looks very sharp. No, I think the Minerva movement would say Minerva on the movement. This one says
no, you're right, actually.
Montblanc. So it's
Yeah,
a
this
manual
is,
wine.
yeah. This is a manual wine.
Very
Ultra
thin.
slim.
Yeah. Why did you pick up that watch? It's 40 millimeters?
This one, I think is it 39?
29?
I need to double check. Yeah, so this one was a gift as well from my wife. And this is the archetype, the perfect dress watch, right?
Yeah.
You don't have a second hand. So they say if you have the luxury of not knowing precisely to the second what is the time, that's a luxury in itself, right? So the ultimate luxury is,
I
yes.
feel like I need to bring this Cartier Tank Americaine.
There you go.
Also manual wine.
Perfect dress watch, manual wine, no second hand. And in this
You
case,
don't miss it when you wear it.
Yeah.
It gives a different feel of watch wearing when there's no second hand. It is just as cool.
And this one with the tuxedo is just a perfect match. Perfect match. Clear case back.
So does your wife make you wear a tuxedo at home?
Last time I wore a tuxedo was like 2-3 years ago, I guess. At the time that we were still having those events from times to time in Hong Kong.
Yeah. So caliber MB2301. We're gonna zoom on it. So it's an Heritage
Chronométrie. Ultra slim.
You lucky viewers get to hear it in perfect French.
Always amuse me when I hear our fellow Americans or British
That is the Montblanc
monk
Heritage Chronométrie. Montblanc Heritage Chronométrie.
Voilà.
I gotta say, your wife has a great taste, because people are always on the fence about Montblanc. Are they supposed to make watches or not? And then did they just buy their way into watches by buying a Minerva? But when you see this, certainly a worthy competition to the Jaeger. Some people are gonna scream, but yeah, it looks great in your collection here.
Yeah, it's a nice fit.
Now we're going sports.
Yes.
Sportier.
All right, so this one, there's a little story to it.
Looks like a beast.
Oh
In
man,
comparison.
this one is a tank. And again, you can see like there's something very common in all my watches.
See, we're
Clear case
we're
back.
checking the same boxes. Here's my tank, my Sea Dweller 4000.
Not the same
so
price
that's
range.
The RS Aquis. The movement inside is an ETA,
Yeah, that's an ETA.
not yet
Yeah,
there,
yeah, that's the COO.
but I have some customization on the.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Was it like the H80 something with the 80 hours of power reserve?
so this one, well, the only customization I'm aware is the red
Rotor.
rotor, right? The signature rotor. So yeah, little story about this watch. Last year I've changed job, and I think that was first week in the office. I saw one of my fellow colleagues walking with what looks to be an Aris Aquis 43.5 millimeter green face, and I told myself, here in Hong Kong, you see people wearing Rolexes all the time. It's like if you see someone wearing a Rolex, there's even like a slight chance that this guy is into watches. Most of the time, they just do like the classical ownership of a Rolex for the sake of it. They're not into watches at all. But if you see someone wearing an Aris Aquis,
Yeah,
you know
they mean to buy that watch.
exactly.
Or Marine Master, you.
Yeah.
They have a. There's a reason you buy those watches, because you have a bit of a watch fetish.
So that was a good conversation starter. So managed to snap a conversation with him, and since that time, I think we're pretty much spending our lunchtime visiting 80s together, like an old couple. Good thing. So this watch, one week he brought it in the office again, and he told me, like, just put it on your wrist for the weekend. And yeah, that was a little trial over the weekend. And I think on Monday I just told him, you know what? I think I know what's going to be my next watch. And I just messaged my relationship manager at this 80 that we're not mentioning about, but same 80. And yeah, a few weeks later, she called me and she told me, we have the Oris. We have the...
It is black, black.
Yeah, this one is blue, actually.
It is... Oh, wow.
Yeah, the light. Yeah, try it.
Okay, let's try to get that. It's the deepest blue
It's a deep blue.
ever. Yeah, that's better. Sorry for all the reflections. I can actually turn off the light.
Yeah, there
See
you
that
go.
the deep blue. Oh, that's great.
So
Because
the
you
only-
get a blue without getting a blue that's too blue.
Mm.
300 meters water resistance.
And as I was saying, this is a tank. This is a beast.
Yeah, it looks like a tank.
When you wear this on your wrist, you feel no fear. The only decision I had to make is should I take the 38, the 41.5, or the 43.5. And well, my fellow friend, colleagues from work, is an American, so he told me go big or go home. So I decided to go with the 43 actually, and I have quite a small
43,
wrist. But I need to say, if you take a look at this, look at the lugs, look at
Yeah.
it fits.
It angles right down.
Exactly.
Like the new Speedy.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I've never tried on an
You
Oris.
should.
It does wear good on a 17 centimeter wrist. Wears easy, let's say.
Mm.
It's full size, but wears easy. Stunning dial.
Yes,
How's the... Hey, not bad.
Mm.
Not unlike the one from Tudor, Black Bay. Bit of a ratatat, like a machine gun. Aligns well. Yeah, and very low profile.
And I like the bracelet. It's super comfy.
Can't believe I had never tried on an Oris Aquis. I think it's because I got the Sea Dweller, so I never looked further past that after I got that one. And then a couple of Seikos here.
Yeah, couple of Seiko.
Cocktail time,
Cocktail time.
but with small seconds and power reserve.
Actually, this is not a small second. This is a date.
Oh, it's the date and
Yeah.
the power reserve.
Power reserve.
Oh yeah,
and
the
date.
center second.
Yeah.
OR57. Okay.
So I was in Japan with my wife and son, and I was like, okay, we're in Japan. I got engaged in Japan, but a couple of years before, and that was, I think, the second or third trip to Japan. But this time around with the little boy. The first time the little boy was traveling inside the belly of my wife. So yep. So I really wanted to buy myself a Japanese watch, and you know, Presage, especially the cocktail time, is the one that ticked a lot of boxes. I was between the plain one or this one, and I think at that time, that was like 2, 3, 4 years ago. No, 4 years ago maybe. Yeah, at that time that was pretty much a new release, and I really like the color. I think they call it icy blue, or is it this? Yeah, I think it's icy
Probably
blue.
the name of a mountain in Japan.
And this watch tick a lot of boxes actually. You know, it's hacking. You have the power reserve. You have the beautiful dial. See-through case back, deployant. There's only a couple of things I don't like too much about it. I would say it's very thick. If you take a look at this,
Yeah, I think you should put. I mean, I'm gonna be mean. I'm gonna be an Archie, but if you have this wonderful Grand Seiko, do you need to have to
Yeah.
keep the other one?
yeah, I got this one first, and then I got the Grand Seiko, and then after
I figured that. Give it to your corner. It's garbage. It's garbage. I mean, I can tell you because you have a Grand Seiko. Give it to your gardener. Let me repeat it 10 times.
Oh man, I must confess.
I want to do videos like Archie, but you get really drunk to.
Yeah. Well, actually,
so
we are working on this.
Yeah.
Are we?
Suntory, highball, kampai.
Kampai. Yam boy, as we say in Cantonese. And so, long story short, I don't wear it as much.
Short,
yeah.
I can't.
Don't.
Viewers don't want to talk about.
All right.
God.
I'm gonna park it. I don't wear it as much.
It looks it's actually very beautiful.
No, it looks nice, but unfortunately, I don't wear it that much often.
You can't wear that when you drink that sort of garbage drink. You gotta go have a. What kind of drink would you have? An old fashioned with that? No.
This one?
You're gonna have a cosmopolitan with that.
Maybe a girly drink.
Yeah, have a cosmo.
Oh man, I still love it. I think I'm gonna keep it actually for. I will still keep it, but obviously I don't wear it as often as.
The color
as
works well. Yeah, keep it until you get another blue one. But the thing is, you have the complication.
The power reserve.
The power reserve, which is really nice. It's a fun one if you test a winder, for example. Because all the other watches, we're always in a blur. We never know if they are wound, overwound. Keep on winding. Only these ones, you know when they're fully wound and you know when they're gonna stop. I quite like knowing that, and that's why I like the manual winds. While the automatics, it's fun to watch the power reserve go up and down as you go about your day. And then you have a turtle.
Oh yes.
Same as mine.
So this one, the King Turtle Green. So I've heard some people call it the Grenade Green, King Turtle. Yeah, so that was my birthday gift from my wife this year, and I need to confess that it's a quite big watch, but the first time I put it on my wrist, I really grew into it, and look at this. Look at the dial. It's pretty neat. It's a tough watch as well. No clear case back, unfortunately for me, but still.
Yeah, really wonderful, nice balance collection. So you'll have one more chronograph when you add the Chronomaster. And what is the other watch you're
Laureato.
And the Laureato. Laureato is great. So go to the next level of watchmaking and in your watch journey there. Nice. Any other move? Anything you plan on? So for now, they're all keepers, I suppose.
They're all keepers.
All keepers.
Yeah.
And your watch has bought some of them for you, which is really kind. My wife doesn't even care about my watches. She wants to. No, the only thing she says about them is that she wants to throw them away. Doesn't quite understand how value works. Well, I think we're gonna leave it there. Merci
beaucoup.
Simon.
Merci à toi.
Passé. Thanks guys for watching. Any questions for Simon? Put them in the comments, and I'm sure he'll reply to you. Thanks guys. Bye bye.